Breaking news. The Los Angeles Chargers just got a major update on rookie offensive tackle Joe Alt, and fans are holding their breath. The question on everyone's mind, is this season ending or just a temporary setback? Before we get into the latest details straight from Coach Jim Harbaugh, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video, and don't forget to hit the bell icon so you never miss the newest Chargers updates. Now, let's move on to the breaking news. Coach Harbaugh revealed that Joe Alt is dealing with an ankle issue. He admitted they're still waiting for imaging results to know the full severity, but here's the key takeaway: this does not look like a season-ending injury. That's huge. At worst, Alt might miss several weeks, maybe even close to 2 months, but it's not the kind of news that ends a player's year. Think about it: if this was truly devastating, Harbaugh would have said so right away. Instead, the message feels more like, how long will it take? A couple weeks? Through the bye? That's a much better scenario than what many feared. For Chargers fans, this is a relief. Injuries can wreck a season fast, and we've all seen teams lose star players and never recover. For now, though, it looks like Alt will fight his way back, and the Chargers avoid the nightmare of losing him for the year. At first glance, that loss really stings. Fans wanted 4-0, wanted perfection, wanted to prove the Chargers could steamroll anyone in their way. But let's be real, sitting at 3-1 is still a strong place to be. And when you step back and think about it, the loss actually makes sense. Traveling across the country for an early kickoff, dealing with a desperate Giants team, and facing a rookie quarterback hungry to make a name for himself, it was the perfect storm for an upset. Add in the injuries stacking up, and suddenly the picture becomes clear. This wasn't some shocking collapse or upset of the century. It was just one of those games where the circumstances lined up against the Chargers. What really matters now is how the team responds. Head coach Jim Harbaugh made it clear, this group is full of competitors. They're not going to sit around feeling sorry for themselves. They'll reset, refocus, and get ready for the next challenge, the Washington Commanders. And that game brings its own set of storylines, because Washington is coming off a loss too. Both teams will be desperate, and desperation makes for high drama on the field. Now, let's talk about the upcoming matchup with the Washington Commanders. On paper, this looks like a tough game, but let's be honest, it's not impossible. The Commanders had a surprising run last year, playing above expectations and pulling off some wins that raised eyebrows. But this isn't the same team. They've lost key pieces, including their quarterback, and that changes the entire picture. This isn't about underestimating Washington, it's about recognizing that the Chargers, even with injuries, have the talent to control this matchup. The Lions are an example of a team built with real depth and consistency. Washington? They're scrappy, sure, but they don't bring that same complete package. If the Chargers lock in and stay disciplined, this game is more than manageable. And here's something else to keep in mind: Week 4 is in the books, which means the practice window finally opens for players who started the season on injured reserve. For the Chargers, that list includes cornerback Leonard, who's eligible to return now after missing the minimum 4 games. Getting depth back in the secondary is always a plus. You also get your long snapper returning, which might not sound flashy, but hey, special teams matter too. Every small boost helps as the season grinds forward. With Week 4 officially behind us, let's take a step back and look at the big picture in the AFC. Where do the Chargers really stand? Start at the top, the Buffalo Bills. Right now, you can argue they're the one team that's clearly ahead. They've got depth, experience, and a roster that can match up with anybody. Fine, give them that spot. But beyond Buffalo? The picture changes. Kansas City? Yes, they're always dangerous, but remember, the Chargers already beat the Chiefs. Denver? Not even close. Las Vegas? No chance. The Raiders and Broncos simply don't measure up. What about the AFC North? The Steelers, Browns, Bengals, and Ravens, talented groups, but none of them are consistently better than Los Angeles right now. The Chargers stack up evenly or better against every single one of those teams. The AFC South? That's still a mess. Jacksonville and Indianapolis are both unpredictable. One week they look sharp, the next week they look lost. The Titans and Texans? Not serious contenders. And then you've got the rest, the Jets still searching for answers, the Dolphins showing flashes but not truly dominant. Strip it all down, and the truth is simple: outside of Buffalo, there isn't a team that stands clearly above the Chargers in the conference. That means this squad is sitting in the top tier. 3 wins, 1 loss, and second best in the AFC isn't a bad place to be at all. If the Chiefs go on a hot streak and reel off 4 straight, nobody would be surprised. That's who they are. But even then, the Chargers have proven they can compete with them head-to-head. So when you zoom out, the outlook is clear: the AFC is crowded with pretenders, and the Chargers are one of the few teams that actually look like real contenders. When you scan the AFC right now, the picture gets pretty clear: some teams are already finished. About 5 squads? You can wave goodbye. Their seasons are effectively over, and they'll be looking toward next year instead of making any real playoff push. That's what separates contenders from pretenders. And the Chargers? They're firmly in the contender category. Sitting at 3-1 with the roster they have, this team controls its own destiny. Now, let's take a breather and talk about something lighter, because football is intense, but sometimes you've got to laugh at yourself too. You ever notice how hair has its own story? Some people are blessed with it forever, some lose it early, and others fight it until the very end. And let's be real, if you're losing your hair, shaving it off is the boldest and cleanest move you can make. At first, you might hesitate, but once you do it, you wonder why you didn't make that call months ago. It's funny how everyone has their own hair era. Some rocked the long flow, others went short and sharp, and a few just owned the buzz cut from the start. Whatever camp you fall into, it's all part of the story. Back to the game, though, because when you peel away the distractions, what matters is that the Chargers are in the thick of it. Teams are falling out left and right, and Los Angeles is still standing strong. That's what should give fans confidence moving forward. You ever notice how styles come and go? Back in the late 90s and early 2000s, everyone thought they were a rock star with those frosted tips or bleached hair. At first, it looked rough, too orange, too awkward. But then the sunlight hit it just right, and suddenly you felt like you could walk onto a music video set. Next thing you know, you've got that boy band look going, whether you wanted to admit it or not. And the truth is, a lot of us laughed at those groups, *NSWNC, Backstreet Boys, all of them. But deep down, everyone wanted to pull off the same style. Some of you listening probably lived through it, some of you are too young to even know what I'm talking about. Either way, it's all part of the fun. That's the beauty of sports talk, too. It's not just about the wins and losses. It's about the stories, the memories, and the culture around it. The Chargers are right in the middle of one of the most fascinating seasons we've seen in years, and this ride is only just beginning. Stick around, because the road ahead is packed with drama, competition, and the chance to prove that Los Angeles is a true contender. The story isn't finished yet, and trust me, you're going to want to see how it unfolds.